You're disappointed with what your social life looks like. I'm gonna assume you're an introvert and you act shy and reserved for much longer than you'd like to. But you can't help it, you feel so much tension and resistance every single time you try to be more carefree, more authentic. On the other hand, you would love to be able to be charismatic and confident and just earn the respect of everyone around you, right? So you're probably pissed. You're tired of a lifetime of shyness, of insecurities, and you feel ready to take a step further and to improve this forever. Now you're at the crossroads, and you must be very, very cautious to not become what's acceptable instead of becoming who you are meant to be. This is a mistake you've done back in the day. This is a mistake I've done as well. Becoming accepted instead of becoming what you truly want to be. Back in the day, being accepted was being shy, being reserved, blending in, being invisible. Back in the day, you were around these bully, retard friends of yours that made fun of you all the time. Can we even call them friends? Like, come on. They were public enemies masquerading as friends. They were only considered friends because you had to consider them as friends, because they were your classmates or whatever. They put a lot of trauma onto you. They put you through war zone, literally. And now you have to carry this emotional baggage. You developed the defensive mechanism to keep you safe back then, right? And back then it had its purpose. Back then it was perfectly fine. But you kept carrying it with you for years and years and years. It became your reality. You hate it from the bottom of your heart because it's just stripping you away from opportunities in life. It's just a horrible existence. You're probably tired of being like this. Now you have to be very, very cautious not to fall into the trap of these evil influencers you see online. You know what I'm talking about. All these people talking about how to improve your social skills, how to become a social god, earn the respect of everyone, build this frame, this personality that's cool and attractive and magnetic. Everyone just tells you exactly the steps you need to implement to become something that's acceptable, to become something that's cool. Doesn't that sound familiar? You became something that's acceptable back in the day already. Isn't this just a new version, an enhanced version of the same thing? I want you to picture the following analogy. Imagine your personality, like your authentic personality, is like a round ball. And imagine there is a table with three holes, one in the triangular shape, one in a round shape, and one in a square shape. Back in the day, you tried to fit the ball in the triangular shape. And you struggled a bit, but in the end, you finally managed to fit it in. It didn't really feel well, right? It doesn't feel well right now. Something feels off. There are so many opportunities you can't partake in because you are in the wrong shape, so you want to move out. And now you have two options. You could either try to fit it inside the square one or inside the round one where it belongs. Following these social skills, these tips and tricks you see online, this very, very shallow and manipulative advice is trying to fit it into the square one. It's the wrong place. Okay, you might get validation. People respect round balls that are in square shapes. Yeah, people respect that. People validate that. You get a bit more opportunities, right? But it feels wrong for you, doesn't it? It feels extremely wrong. And moreover, as years go by, you will just realize that this is just what you've done back in the day. You are still not who you want to be. So then why not put it in the round shape? Why not choose the round shape right here, right now? And prioritize the way you authentically feel instead of the way the society is telling you you need to act. And what's the authentic way you're feeling? Well, first of all, it's more expressive. First of all, it's more brave. You have an innate confidence inside of you. Remember when you were a baby. You can't remember the time when you were a baby, obviously, but you can just think about it and imagine that you are crying for milk. You are crying whenever something upset you. You are laughing with your entire body when you are feeling good. You are showing all the expressions possible with so much confidence, with so much charisma. And now look at you. Go in front of the mirror and try to speak about something that's passionate to you. Record yourself speaking about something with as much passion as you can employ, and you will just realize that your your performance with the most passion possible is just probably like what, 20% of how much passion a charismatic friend of yours shows. Probably something like that. And that's 20% of what you used to show back in the day as a child, as a baby. So you were born confident and extremely charismatic. Oh my God. And now you are a robot. A robot that's trying to learn a new language of being confident, of seeming charismatic and learning social skills. These evil, manipulative people whispering it in your ears all the time, telling you that you need the social skills. You need to improve your social skills. How many times have you heard it online? Self-improvement, improving your social skills, becoming good at talking to people. Go ahead and practice. Look, these are the top 5 ways. Go ahead and practice them. And after you practice them for long enough, you will be able to master them. You know what that's doing? That's pushing you away from who you are. That's pushing you towards the square shape. These people don't want you in the round shape. These people don't want you to be you. They want to sell you something that sounds cool. Be extremely, extremely aware of who you allow to get inside your mind. They are just manipulative and they don't want the best for you. They want to keep you shy and to just give you some shiny object social skills, something that will satisfy you in the moment. They don't want you to become confident. I want you to get to that point. I want you to get to the point where you don't need to watch any of these videos. I want you to get to the point where you become so confident that you can just unsubscribe from my channel and from every single channel that talks about stuff like this. That's the goal, because that's who you are meant to be in the first place. Are you familiar with the MBTI test? It's a personality test where you answer like 100 questions and you get a 4-letter label. And these letters are one of 2 possibilities. So the first letter, for example, is either I for introverted or E for extroverted. And back in the day, I used to do this test quite regularly, I'd say. And every single time I would do it, I would get the same label, ISTJ. The first letter was I, introverted. Definitely, without a question. I was the logician, right? I was so proud of being this logical person and not being guided by feelings and all that stuff. Now, interestingly, and not so coincidentally, after I started working on myself and doing this like inner work, escaping my frame of shyness that I've been in for my entire life, doing this test got me a different label, where the first letter was E. It's now ENTJ. So this test literally labels me as an extrovert. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the most talkative and the most extroverted person you're gonna see on the street. But this is a spectrum, right? I'm just like 60% extroverted or something like that. And what I realized is that I indeed like spending time with people a lot more than I did before. Before, my social battery was just draining all the time. Through this process, I literally realized that I thought I was an introvert. I always thought I was an introvert. And in fact, that was just a mask. That was just a facade. That was just something to keep me safe. Doesn't that blow your mind? So I really believe that you might be in a similar situation as well, especially if you tend to look up to these persons that are more expressive. Like, even if you admire my expressiveness, for example, it might be a sign that you need to be more expressive yourself, that's something in your shadow, right? It's something you repressed inside of you. You need to allow that to come outside. Not follow the top 5 social skills that are gonna get you validation, right? But allow that inner voice, the voice of authenticity, the voice of intuition, and be guided by that. Now, I'm still work in progress. I'm not at the end of the journey just telling you, come on, you loser. I want you to join me on this process. You know, sometimes I'm still in my head, but that voice inside my mind is not that present anymore. I can barely hear it. It's usually not even present at all. I can talk to people casually. I enjoy being around people a lot more. And now I can choose if I want to be quiet and reserved or if I want to be more outgoing. I'm comfortable being quiet and reserved, and I'm comfortable telling a story about myself as well and owning it fully. I'm comfortable even when people don't laugh at my jokes. That's a huge accomplishment. That's something younger me could have never dreamt of. I mean, younger me just thought that it was common sense to feel anxious, to feel weird when people don't laugh at your jokes, right? Everyone thinks this. I'd say it's not normal. I'd say you have to own yourself. If people don't laugh at your jokes, you're gonna be the one laughing at your jokes because you respect yourself, right? Isn't that a healthy approach to it? And then again, regarding the social battery, as I said, I can spend a lot more time around people right now. Back in the day, I could spend like 2 hours. Sorry, I just saw something there. I could spend like 2 hours around people and my social battery was drained. Now I can spend like 8, 10 hours. There is no drainage. And I want you to audit this about yourself as well. Like, is your battery draining when you're home alone? Because you probably think that it's impossible for you to be an extrovert because your battery is draining, right? You can't spend so much time around people. You're an introvert, definitely. Your social battery is not draining around certain people in certain situations. I can guarantee you that. Maybe it's your parents, maybe it's some close friends, your partner. There are moments when your social battery is not draining. That's valuable data that you might not be such an introvert as you thought. So it's interesting, right? Maybe a totally different personality is hiding behind this shield of introversion. And you're not even able to realize that, to acknowledge that. It would be a shame for you to pass away decades from now without having realized that at all. That's why it's important to make the progress, right? To get on this journey, which is, by the way, a very difficult one, but I'm here for you. On my channel, I'm gonna post videos that are gonna support you in your journey all the time. I've got over 150 videos on the topic. You can just check them out if you're interested. And then again, be careful who you're listening to. Not everyone wants the best for you. I genuinely want you to become confident. I genuinely want you to become you, most importantly. Most people will just want your money and your attention, but they will want to keep you shy in the process.